I like sports and that's it.
Yo, it's the one and only Lyse.
And it's your girl Velz, a.k.a. Velly Vel, if that's what you want to call me.
And together we are
Loc'd in Sports.
Yo, episode 21.
Episode 21, episode 21.
21.
21. We here.
Episode 21, y'all. Hey, man, what we got to talk about today, Viz?
Well, so today we got, of course, NFL and, Cowboys, of course.
Of course.
Then we got a little bit of NBA to talk about. Ja's on his way back this month. And, Draymond choked somebody out. NBA stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then we got, a little bit of NCAA women's basketball to talk as well. So, and then, of course, Rangers winning the World Series. Woo! So we got a few things to get into.
Let's go. All right. Well, it has been a while since we have come together and talked about sports and, being locked in like that. First and foremost, hold on. Happy late Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah. Happy holidays. Happy late Thanksgiving.
You know what I'm saying? Hope
Christmas is coming up.
You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody had a good one. You know what I'm saying? I did. Velz did. Me and Velz spent Thanksgiving together. You know what I'm saying? So it was all love. We had a good time. Whooped y'all ass in LCR. You know what I'm saying? Run me my money.
Oh, yeah. I won me one round, too.
That's right.
So, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good over here.
That's all right. You know what I'm saying? So, Velz, aside of that, let us know and our listeners know, like, how you been? What's been going on? What's going on with the basketball team? All that.
Being a coach has its ups and downs. And right now, for the ones that don't know, I feel like I've said this a lot. I'm a coach and I am a teacher. And right now, we're in basketball season. And, it's not looking like we wanted it to look. But, at the same time, I'm saying the work has to be put in as a coach. And I think I'm enjoying that process more than anything as far as just teaching a game of basketball and just, trying to help set us up for the next couple of years. So definitely been into that. It's taken up a lot of my time. Thanksgiving was great. Like Lyse just said, spent Thanksgiving with her and the fam. And it was a good time. But, here we are. It's December, what's today's date?
3rd. We're at the 3rd.
It's December 3rd and looking forward to Christmas break and enjoying some more time off. Yep. But, definitely in the heat of basketball season. We're about to go into district in about a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's just another challenge that we have to look forward to. And so that's really all I've been doing. I've just been working, just been coaching, just been teaching the game of basketball. And that's pretty much it. What about you?
Man, well, same, like just getting over the Thanksgiving holiday. It was great, spend time with family. My sister came out from Chicago, Chi-Town. I see y'all. It was a good time, man. We just got together. We ate good, drank good. You know what I'm saying? We just had a really good time, good fellowship. I'm actually cracking down to the end of my year. I don't have with a quote unquote, winter break. Like my counterpart over here, but I did take some time out for me, just to spend time with family, reset, get ready for the new year. It's been a challenging year to say the least as far as work goes, but we move. We don't let things like that get us down. We just keep rolling, man. And, I've been good, y'all. I've been good. So, was there any, we foodies, as you always like to say, has there been any places that you've tried that,
Yeah. So went to Daiquiri Den.
Okay.
I think it's called Daiquiri Den. It's here in the DFW area, specifically Grand Prairie, Texas.
Okay.
And I will say, of course, there wasn't a lot of people there, but I didn't want it to be a lot of people there anyway because of how the seating is. But food is good.
Hole in the wall.
It's like a little hole in the wall. It's like in between Taco y Mas and like a jewelry store.
Oh.
It's right in between.
Yikes.
And so went to Daiquiri Den, and it was good. I mean, of course, got me a little daiquiri or whatever, and it was good. But I had got some catfish nuggets, and I got some fries. Everything came out fresh. Everything was bomb. Well, the meal that I had, it comes with catfish nuggets. It comes with toast and fries.
Yeah.
And everything was good. The only thing that I don't like going to these types of establishments, and I'm not even trying to put a negative on it, I just don't like to smell like chicken when I leave. Like, I hate smell like chicken and fish when I leave the establishment. I don't like it because what if I have to go somewhere, you know what I'm saying, right after that?
Now you smell like chicken.
Now I'm smelling like chicken. And what if I don't have time to come home and shower and change clothes? Like, I don't want to smell like chicken when I leave. But Daiquiri Den was good. The food was good. The fries were good. The fish was good. I do plan on going back and trying some other things. But yeah, that's one new food place that I've tried. What about you?
I actually went to man, forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Portillo's. It's basically like it's a Chicago-based Italian beef sandwich establishment, conies and hot dogs and things like that. So I actually tried that, and you know what? It's really good.
Okay.
But you really have to be on some, I want to eat a whole lot. Like, you got to be on some greedy shit.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. Like, I had got the Italian beef and sausage combo, you know. So this is how they described it, right? So this power couple consists of one charred grilled, flavorful Italian pork sausage.
Okay.
Topped with our homemade, slow-roasted Italian beef on freshly homemade oven-roasted sweet peppers or hot peppers for a powerful flavor combination. And it was all of that. It was, the flavor was there. Like, make no mistake, the flavor was there. It's just, it was just a lot of food. It was a lot of food. And make no mistake, that's also not a bad thing. That's really a good thing. But it's just a lot. And I would recommend that, you know what, if out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it 4. And the reason why I'm going to give it 4, I'm not going to give it 4 because anything bad that they did. It's just because it wasn't as hot by the time it got back to me. That's the only reason I'm docking you a star. But, you know, it's on the other side of town. I don't expect it to be like, you know, fresh out the grease and shit, but it was really good, man. Like, it had all kind of peppers, man. Like the description says, it had sweet, kind of, and it had like the spicy. So you getting the sweet and savory and a little spice kick at the end.
I like that. So
I think you enjoy that. It's a lot of meat because it's sausage on top of like roast beef, almost, and it was really good. Portillo's.
Okay, Portillo's. I'm gonna have to go check Portillo's out. I follow this Facebook page. It's called Arlington Foodies.
Yep.
They put you on everything here, Arlington, as far as what you can eat, and it's been mixed reviews. So I definitely will go try it out.
I think you'll like it though, for real.
I'll go try it out for myself. Yeah. I've learned to do that as far as like trying certain foods, you know, versus what other people's opinions have said about it. I will still go try it. And then, of course, if I waste my money, I just waste my money. I mean, that's the risk that you take whenever you're a foodie.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm going to definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I hope you do. Because, I mean, it's some good eats, man. It'll fill you. Like I said, so much. Like, they don't skimp you. So, try it out. There's Portillo's.
We'll try it out.
All right. You want to get on into it?
Yeah, let's get on into it.
All right. BC, drop the beat.
All right. Here we are. The NFL.
Ooh.
The NFL.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things happening right now in the NFL. It's December, as you know. We're getting closer and closer to the Super Bowl. Well, we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs.
Right.
And, you know, of course, me and Lyse have our own opinions about what's going on in the NFL season, and especially about our Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. I guess we'll start with just the NFL.
Yeah, let's start with the NFL. Let's just give a rundown about the standings. So over here in the AFC East, we have the Miami Dolphins sitting in the first place spot. with a 9-3. The Buffalo Eagles coming in at 2 at
the
6.
Buffalo who?
Buffalo Eagles. The Buffalo Bills. I'm sorry. It's the Prosecco. Shout out to Issa Rae with the Viva Ray. Amen. So we got the Buffalo Bills sitting at 6-6. New York Jets, Jesus, at 4-8. And we have the New England Patriots sitting at 2-10. Over in the AFC North, we have the Baltimore Ravens in first spot with 9-3. We have the Cleveland Browns sitting at 7-4, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 7-5, and the Cincinnati Bengals are sitting at 5-6. Down in the AFC South, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at 8-3. The Indianapolis Colts at 7-5, the Houston Texans at 7-5, and then the Tennessee Titans sitting at 4-8. And if you kick it out west, we have in the AFC West, we have the Kansas City Chiefs are sitting at 8-3, the Denver Broncos at 6-6, the Los Angeles Chargers at 6-7, and the Las Vegas Raiders sitting at 5-7. Let's take it over to the NFC. So in the NFC North, we have the Detroit Lions sitting at first place.
Looking good.
9-3. Minnesota Vikings at 6-6. Green Bay Packers at 5-6. And the lonely, oh my God, god-awful Chicago Bears at 4-8. That was a shot at my uncle. I see you, baby. In the NFC South, there is the Atlanta Falcons sitting at 6-6. The New Orleans Saints, that's currently, took a beat down earlier today, sitting at 5-7. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 4-7, and the Carolina Panthers, good God, sitting at 1-10.
Yeah.
In the NFC West, we have the San Francisco 49ers at this present time, because they're really playing right now. They're going against the Eagles. They are sitting at 8-3. The Seattle Seahawks are sitting at 6-6. The Los Angeles Rams are at 5-4, and the Arizona Cardinals are sitting at 3-10. And then, like I said, we get into the Big Daddy, the NFC East. Again, the Philadelphia Eagles are currently playing the San Francisco 49ers at this given time, but right now they're sitting at 10-1. The Cowboys 9-3, the New York Giants 4-8, and the Washington Commanders at 4-9. That is where we are in our NFL standings. Velz.
Yeah.
Velz. What do you think? After hearing all of that, what do you think? What's going through your brain right now about any team?
Well, everything is starting to shape up as far as going into the playoffs. I think this is an important time in the NFL season to where you need to win games, or if you're losing games and you're going to go ahead and be pushed out. And I think that the Eagles, I'll start with the NFC East. The Eagles, they're doing what the Eagles have done in the past couple of years. I'm not going to be biased in this. They look good. And we were having a conversation off record. We were saying that, the Eagles, they've been winning games, or they've been finding ways to win games.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do in these types of leagues. So I think the Eagles are taking care of business. I think that the Dallas Cowboys are taking care of business. I really honestly don't even remember the last time we lost. We're 9-3.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, y'all ain't played anybody. Hey, we cannot play anyone unless they're on our schedule.
Right.
You have to take care of business. One game that we did not take care of business was against the Arizona Cardinals. We didn't take care of business against them.
No.
We played the Philadelphia Eagles, and we lost 25-3. We didn't take care of business that game.
25-23.
Or 25-23, I'm sorry. And then who was our other loss?
We lost to, so it was the Eagles, the Cardinals. Who we lose to? 49ers.
Oh, yeah. And the 49ers, they blew us out, and we didn't take care of business that game. I think that we're sitting in a good spot in NFC East, and I think that Sunday is going to be a really huge game because it's Eagles Cowboys Part 2.
Yep.
And I think that, we have to take care of business that game. We definitely do. The Giants, we're not worried about them. The Commanders, we're not worried about them.
It really is just the Eagles now.
It's literally, we're only competing against the Eagles in the NFC East. That's it. It's just between the Eagles and the Cowboys. That's it. The Giants and the Commanders are done. All right?
You're done.
And then you got the NFC North. The Lions are still doing what they're supposed to do. They were one of my surprising teams at the beginning of the season, but they have held on to that, and they are still winning games, finding ways to win games. They're 9-3 currently. The Minnesota Vikings are 6-6, and I mean, when it comes, okay, let me just break it down like this. When it comes to like the Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, when it comes to the Saints, when it comes to the Panthers, when it comes to the Cardinals, and when it comes to like the Rams or another team like that, I think that their season is just over with. I think that guys, some of the guys are playing for contracts. Some guys are just trying to keep their jobs. I think that those teams are done. But it is getting down to the nitty gritty, and I'm enjoying what I'm seeing play out. But obviously, you guys know that we are Cowboys fans, so I'm always going to root for the Cowboys. Right now, like I said, we're sitting at 9-3, and we play the Eagles next Sunday in prime time, and so I guess we'll see from there. Who else am I missing? Oh, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, even though I've said in a previous episode that they are not the Chiefs of old, but they are still finding ways to win games. They are 8-3. They're still sitting at the top of their division as far as the AFC West. And then the Broncos, I'm really not worried about them. I mean, they got a couple of lucky games, but I'm still not worried about them. They actually beat the Chiefs, but I'm still not worried about the Broncos. Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at 8-3. That's fine. I'm cool.
We saw who the Jaguars was going to be anyway.
Right. Yeah. Now the Ravens are 9-3. They have the same record as we do as far as the Cowboys. Yeah. I think Lamar is having another like MVP season.
Of course, yeah.
Now as far as winning the Super Bowl, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But that's really the only team from the AFC North that I kind of like respect. Okay. The Browns, the Steelers, the Bengals. Okay, yeah. And is Joe Burrow still playing?
No, he's out.
Yeah, injury. So Joe Burrow's out for the season.
Yeah.
So I think the Bengals are done. I think the Steelers been done. And then the Browns, I mean, win or loss, I mean, they can win a game and put them in the playoffs, or they can lose a game and then put them out. So I think the only team in the AFC North that I really care about is the Ravens. Now the Miami Dolphins, they're still doing some amazing things. They actually blew out the Commanders today. Now it is the Commanders, but they still blew them out and they took care of business. The Bills, I don't know what's going on with the Bills. The Bills,
talk about it.
The Bills are supposed to be this great team, but they are so inconsistent.
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with the quarterback play.
Okay. Josh Allen. Yeah. Call him by name, Kavil.
Josh Allen, I think that it has a lot to do with him. I think that he was a little bit overhyped the past couple of years because this year is not looking as it should.
Right, wait, whoa. You just can't see. Here's the thing. You can't just say things like that. Are you saying Josh Allen is overrated?
He may be. I think Josh Allen may
stand on something. Hey, you.
He's overrated.
Okay.
Josh Allen is overrated. I will go on record and say that he's overrated. And I don't really see the Bills prospering in the playoffs, even if they did make it. So
you got a lot of people upset with that one.
I'm sorry. Like, look, it's business. It's not personal. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to speak the real. We got to speak the facts. And I don't think that the Bills are. They not. And then Von Miller still plays for the Bills, right?
Yes, he does.
Okay, and I don't want to get into this, but he got arrested.
Okay,
not too long ago.
He did.
And it's just kind of like they got too much going on surrounding that team. You know what I'm saying? That's like taking their focus off of football. And so like I just don't believe him. Now, if your team is good, you're good. I'm gonna give you your props.
Right.
But yeah, that's just what I see. What do you see?
No, I mean I kind of agree with everything you're saying. As far if we're talking about our division, yeah, the Commanders are a non-factor. The Giants are a non-factor. The only team that that is to be of worry, if I was worried, would be the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like you when it comes down to these Eagles. Like let's be for real here now, guys. Let's go ahead and be for real here now, guys. the Eagles are a good team. I won't go in here and be like, oh man, the Eagles suck. They don't suck. Like, the Eagles are a good team. I just don't believe in the Eagles though, Vils. Like, I just don't.
I don't either.
It's just something about them. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's not real. It's like blue pill to red pill type shit. Like, it's a figment of my imagination.
Right.
I do not believe in the Eagles. Good team. Like, really good team. Good players. Play good. Use their strengths. I don't know if it's just because I hate to think it's because I'm biased, because I try to teeter on the side of just looking at things for face value, but it's just something about the Eagles that just seems fraud. Mm-hmm. It just seems a little fraud to me. I feel like because right now they're getting their asses kicked by the 49ers.
The game's
right
over
now.
with. It's over with.
Oh,
now.
It's done.
42-19.
Okay, how many is like completely done? We
it's
got
done.
Stuff. All right, so the game is over. So now, they are now sitting with at 10-2. Cowboys are 9-3. Things are about to change next week. Hello? Amen? Yeah. Things are getting ready to change. There's going to be a shift. A tide is a-coming.
Yeah, I agree.
Because now, Jalen Hurts, now, Devontae Smith, now, Jason Kelsey, you have to come into Cowboy territory.
Yeah.
You now have to walk into AT&T and take the NFC East away from us. Because if you don't, Philadelphia Eagles, we will get the number 1 spot. Now, we are entering in a very tough spot in our schedule.
Yeah,
we are.
We are. Yes, we are.
Because Eagles, now y'all are entering in a soft spot in y'all schedule. After y'all play us next week, you do have a little battle against the Seattle Seahawks.
Gonna beat them.
I do believe that. Then y'all get to play the New York Giants.
They're gonna beat them.
And then you get to play the Arizona Cardinals.
They're gonna beat them.
And then you get to play the New York Giants again.
They're gonna beat them.
Okay. So y'all have now entered in what we call the soft spot of the scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see y'all. Okay, y'all gonna lose to us next week. Y'all are. And then Vale said after you lose against, well, I'm not gonna put words in. Are they losing to us next week?
They're gonna lose to us.
Okay, so if they lose to us next week,
I believe that the Cowboys are gonna pull that game off.
I believe that so too. So once they lose to us next week, they have the Seahawks, the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants. After they lose to us, are you saying they're going 4-0?
Yeah, after they lose to us, they'll go 4-0.
Okay.
They will win out the season.
They will win out. After they lose to us, they will win out. And now the Cowboys, we're entering in the hard part of our schedule towards the end here. So after we beat the Eagles, now we have to face off against the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the Detroit Lions, and then the Washington Commanders. All right, Vils, I've named off all the teams that we have after we beat the Eagles next week. Where do you see us going?
I see us.
Let's take it. No, how about this? Let's do this. This is fun. Let's say week by week. After we beat the Eagles on Sunday, we have the Buffalo Bills. Is that a win or a loss?
We should win that game. And I know that the Bills are gonna come out motivated and ready to play us, and
we're going to the Bills. We're going to the Bills,
right? And prove the naysayers wrong. I think that the Cowboys go down there and take care of business. I mean, you can only try to mask your issues so long. I think that the Cowboys will take care of business against the Bills.
Okay, and then after that, we're going to Miami. Christmas Eve.
That Miami game is gonna be tough for me to call. You know what? I'm gonna go and say we lose that game. I'm gonna go ahead and say we lose that game, even though I don't want to see us lose the day before Christmas. I think that Miami, even though they've been up and down as well, we also have the same record. I think that Tyreek Hill will be a lot. I think that even quarterback will be a lot.
Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa. I should have just said Tua. So Tua, I think Tua will be a lot for us. I think that it will be a close. Well, shoot, it may be a 2-score game. I think that we lose Week 16 against the Dolphins. Two scores or more.
Detroit.
Oh, another tough one. I think that would be a close one. I think that the Cowboys will edge Detroit out. I think that we'll win by at least 3+. But we got to come to play. And I don't think that they will underestimate the Lions because of the season that they've had. But I think that the Cowboys beat the Lions.
Okay. Then Commanders.
The Commanders, we're going to kill them. We might not even play Dak or nobody. We probably just beat them. I mean.
But they got to rest day like the NBA.
Yeah, we going to rest our players that game. And I think that, we'll beat the Commanders. We'll take care of business.
All right. So, I respect that. I say we don't lose a game the rest of the season.
Okay. I pray we don't. I hope we don't. I
say, and it's tricky here, so because I am superstitious, I feel like you need to lose a game before you get into the playoffs.
Right.
Because at that point you have to win every game.
Yeah.
But I say we don't lose. Okay. We're going to beat the Eagles. We're going to beat the Bills. Now, if there was a loss, caveat, if there was a loss, we lose to the Bills. Okay. We lose to the Bills in Buffalo.
Okay.
It's December 17th. It's cold as hell in Buffalo. I can only imagine. We're not used to that kind of weather. It could be snow. We don't know what the precipitation is going to be like.
Yeah.
If we were to lose a game in this stretch, in this hard part of our season, it would be to the Buffalo Bills. Now, I'm saying we're going to win out. So I'm saying we're going to beat the Bills. Mm-hmm. I'm saying we're going to go to Miami. We're going to beat the Dolphins. Yes, and Tyreek Hill's a beast. He's an animal. He's outside of his mind. He put up 153 yards on Washington today, but Washington is not the Dallas Cowboys. It's not the Dallas Cowboys defense. It's not. Now, I'm going to get back to that because the Dallas Cowboys defense has not been looking like the Dallas Cowboys defense that I'm used to, especially on this past game.
Right. But
we'll get back. Detroit Lions, yes, the Lions are playing balls to the wall. They have been balling. I expected this almost. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of saw this because of how they ended last season. We touched on this earlier. I was like, Detroit is going to be a problem. Detroit is giving that Detroit attitude. Is really gritty. They play really hard-nosed football. Fuck with Detroit.
Yeah.
But we will beat your ass December 30th. And the Commanders... unless we, you know what? If we have advanced and we have solidified a spot in the East, we will probably sit our players down for that Commanders game. And if that's the case, we'll probably lose that game because we're resting for the bigger picture.
Right. We should still win, but yeah, we should. But
at the end of the day, it's possible. So I'm leaving room for, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I'm leaving room for that. But that's how I feel. I feel like we can actually win out this series. And if we do win out this series, it tells me a lot about this team and what this team is really striving for and what they're capable of doing.
It would be crazy if we won out the rest of the season. It would be bananas.
Yep.
But then our expectations are going to go through the roof as far as the playoffs
as they should, though.
But
as they should.
It would be crazy. It would definitely be crazy.
I can see it. So a couple of things have been coming down the pike, and I just been wanting to ask you about, like, Dak. His name's been getting tossed in the MVP race, and we kind of been on Dak's ass this season.
We have.
Is he playing MVP football? Is he on your MVP chart now? Like, is Dak giving you MVP?
Yes. So I was a fan earlier, and I was angry, and I was upset, and I was just saying get rid of Dak or play Cooper Rush. But I do think that Dak is playing well. Mm-hmm. Even some of the throws that he throws and their incompletions, I think that it's not his fault. I think that the receivers should just catch the ball. Yeah. I think that Dak is taking care of business in the quarterback position. I think that he's making smart plays. He has 20 touchdowns to 2 interceptions the last 6 games. Yeah. What more can you ask for from a quarterback?
That's true.
What more can you ask for?
That's true.
He's also recently just about to have a child.
Yep.
He just announced that on Instagram, him and his fiance. And so I think that has a lot to do with it as well. I think he's a little bit more, he has a different type of motivation right now. So right now, Dak is not the issue moving forward. I think Dak is doing what he's supposed to do. And I think he even said in the press conference, like, you know, they're just making offense a little bit more easy, a little bit more not so hard to run, and they're being patient. They're taking care of business as far as like calling the right plays. Him and McCarthy.
Yeah.
I think Dak should be in the MVP conversation.
Okay.
I do. His numbers don't lie.
They don't.
His numbers don't lie. And I wish I had them up right now, but his numbers do not lie. And so I think that, yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, I agree, you know what I'm saying? And I was hard on Dak because I just hated how we crumbled. Against the 49ers, hated how we crumbled.
Yes.
Against the Cardinals.
Yes,
like
we should have beat the Cardinals.
And, you know, like, I hated that. So, I said I was out on Dak. I did. I went online and I said that. But at the end of the day, like, I was never really, truly out on Dak. You know what I'm saying? I said it because I was in the moment of frustration. But Dak has been balling. He's been hooping. You know what I mean? That's what we say. He been hooping. He's been hooping. And, he should be in the MVP conversation. And if he continue to string along these wins in the fashion that we're winning in and putting up these MVP type numbers, why not? Because he's using his legs more. And that's always been my knock on him. Like, once he had got hurt, it was like, you're scared to run. Now he's running. Now, still, he's not running the routes I want him to. He's still not going the directions I want him to. But when he does run, he is gaining beneficial yards.
Right.
So I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I'm still playing low key. I'm still watching. But Philadelphia went on your ass. You better show up to AT&T. You better show up to let me tell you something, Philly. You better show up to AT&T. We are on your ass. We are on your ass.
We are. And speaking of the Philadelphia Eagles, Deshaun Jackson retired.
Yeah, he did. Man, he used to torch our ass.
And it's crazy because when these players retire, you know, I know that they can still get out there and compete on the field, but, you know, they just don't get opportunities.
Right.
And so shout out to Deshaun Jackson, who finally decided to hang up his cleats.
Yep.
And, you know.
Let's give a little praise to Deshaun Jackson, even though he is more of an Eagle. He's a journeyman, but I consider Deshaun Jackson as an Eagle, and I'm going to give him his flowers because he had a hell of a career. So Deshaun Jackson, he made the Pro Bowl, second team All-Pro. He was a second team All-Pro 2006. He made the Pro Bowl 3 times, once in 2009, 2010, and 2013.
Yeah.
He was a 2-time first team All-American in 2006 and in 2007. He's a 2-time first team All-Pro in 2006 and 2007. He also holds the most career touchdowns of 60-plus yards with a total of 26. He also has the most career touchdowns of 80-plus yards of a total of 5. So Deshaun Jackson had a hell of a career. He was a speed demon. He was a tough guy. And you know what? You had a hell of a career. I'm glad you're no longer playing with the Philadelphia Eagles because you used to torture our ass. But Deshaun Jackson, this one's for you. Light you a cigar. You had a hell of a career, buddy. You had a hell of a career. So you did that shit. So, with all that being said, we're stepping in on Sunday night's primetime game. It's Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. Part 2 of the Philadelphia and the Dallas Cowboys series. Who's winning Velz and by how much? Or what's the score?
So, we're at home, right? We've won like 13 or 14 straight at home. 10 plus at home. And honestly, we could have won in Philadelphia. I'm going to just say that the score was 25-23. It was a really close game. Now, I feel like the officials had a lot to do with the outcome of that game, but I won't go there. But I do have the Cowboys winning, and I have the it's going to be a barn burner. I have the Cowboys winning. I'm going to say I have the Cowboys winning 34. 34-30.
34-30.
I think it'll be a high scoring game because we both teams have weapons.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Both quarterbacks they can run or they can throw. And so, yeah, I think I have the Cowboys edging them out 34-30. And I think we take that one.
Okay.
But we're going to have to play the entire game.
You know what? I don't disagree with you. I think it's going to be a tight game. It's a division rivalry game. It's who's to see who's going to be the first place division. As we previously stated, the Eagles will probably... We're still recording, and the game still is going on. Or is it over?
It's over with.
Okay, so the Eagles did lose, so now they're sitting at 10-2, and they have to come down to Dallas. So I got the Cowboys winning. I got the Cowboys taking control of the East, because we all know all playoffs and division championships run through Dallas. So I got the Cowboys taking this game 27-24.
Okay, I like it.
Tight.
I like it. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I like that score. So, all right, that's our predictions for Eagles-Cowboys Part 2 this upcoming Sunday. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the results are for that one.
All right. Moving on.
All
right, Beezy, drop that beat.
The NBA.
Hey.
NBA, one of our favorite leagues to cover, one of our favorite leagues to talk about, the National Basketball Association. And it's a few things going on in the NBA right now. You know, you got Ja Morant on his soon return, and then you got the surprise and disappointments that me and Lyse both have for the season. In-season tournament, this first inaugural in-season tournament that's going on. You got the news about Josh Giddy, then you got James Harden, and then you got Draymond Green choking out Rudy Gobert for some apparent reason. And then you got, our respective teams that we'll talk about, and also Terrence Ross retiring from the NBA.
Yeah.
We'll start at the standings.
Okay.
In the NBA. How do you feel about the standings right now in the East and the West? Are you surprised? Are you not surprised? Like, what teams are, making noise?
I mean, as far as the East goes, Boston's sitting at 15-4. I'm not surprised about Boston being number one.
Yeah.
I'm not. I saw that, and I actually like that. Who I am surprised about is the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
They are sitting at number 2.
Yes.
And from when I last checked, they was like on a 10-game win streak.
They lost one. Lost one. They're not on the 10-game win streak anymore.
No longer.
Yeah.
So, like I said, last time I checked, they were. Obviously, they just lost or whatever. Orlando is surprising, but it's not surprising. So it's surprising because it's the Orlando Magic, right? We don't know anything about the Orlando Magic. We ain't heard from Orlando Magic since Dwight Howard, child. But they have been building. They have been building for a while now.
They have been.
And they should be rewarded for the disappointment and the heartache and the that they have gone through. And right now they're sitting at number 2 in the East. Is it sustainable? I don't know.
Right.
I think they're a little too young for it to be sustainable.
Right.
But I am definitely surprised. And if they keep going, they'll I will say this. They'll definitely find their way in the playoffs. They'll find their way in the playoffs.
Right now they will, yeah.
But I can't see them going past the first round or anything like that. Just because they're young. They're not used to that. And right now it's just, I think Orlando's playing off the fact that they're young. And I don't think it's playing off the fact that they have the longevity or the wherewithal for a long-ass season.
So right now, if the playoffs started, right now the Orlando Magic will be playing the Miami Heat. And I don't see them beating the Miami Heat in a 7-game series. No. That's just right now, though.
Right now.
They're 14-6. I mean, we still got, I don't know how many, can't do the math in my head right now, but I don't know how many more games we got. But they're 14-6. They would be playing the 11-9 Miami Heat. I think that Miami, at this point in time, would take that series.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I do. I got them taking that. The Bucks, kind of where, I had them between, 1, 2, but right now they're sitting at 3. And that's fine. Like, understand, you incorporating Damian Lillard, you got to try to find that whole thing out. And so far, I feel like it's been working beautifully. I have no complaints on the Giannis and Dame duo.
No, they figuring it out, and when they do, it's gonna be scary.
Of course, we called that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Yeah, we did. It's gonna be scary. The Sixers, they're playing some good basketball.
They are.
I don't know if you guys are watching, but they beat the Lakers. I'm rooting for Brian and the Lakers, and they beat them by like 40 plus, like maybe less than a week ago at this point. And so, the Sixers look good to me. I think Tyrese Maxey has embraced his role. With James Harden being gone off of that team, I think he has just stepped up, and I think that Joel is playing at an MVP level. So the 76ers look good. So they may be in the 4th spot, but if you told me that the Orlando Magic and the 76ers have to play in the playoffs to get against each other, I would take the Sixers.
Yeah.
Like, I'd take anybody over the Magic right now. Anybody. They may be sitting at the number 2 spot.
Damn.
And I'm giving respect to them because they're doing what they need to do right now to win games and be at that spot. But I'm still taking everybody else over them.
Yeah, to me, it's just because they're young. There's no experience there.
Right.
So
the Knicks, they gonna nick. I think that
Knicks gonna nick.
I still don't see them advancing too far in the playoffs, though.
I at least give them to the second round.
That's why I said not too far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna be the Knicks, and they gonna compete during the regular season. Once they get to that second round, it's over with.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion right now. For the Knicks sitting at 12-7.
What you got for the Western Conference?
Well, for the Western Conference, I'm
surprised by these Timberwolves.
Man, the Timberwolves are a very surprising team right now. They sit at 15-4. They are number 1. They are number 1. I didn't even have the Timberwolves really in the top 10 in the West.
You didn't?
Not top 10. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I did, but as far as like make the play, I'll say top 8.
Yeah.
I didn't have them in the top 8.
Yeah.
And here they are sitting at number 1. You got to give them props and respect. Shout out to Cash. Shout out to Anthony Edwards. They doing their thing right now. They're finding ways to win games. Right now they sit at 15-4, like I said. And then you got the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are sitting at 13-6. They're a very young team. And they can make some noise.
And they play together very well.
They do. But see, the Oklahoma City Thunder have been coming for a long time. And also they have all of those good assets that can help them be relevant and help them be competitive. Yep. And so I'm surprised at them sitting at 2, but I'm not surprised at them being in the top 8.
Okay.
I will say that.
You didn't have them sitting there.
I didn't have them sitting at 2 at all.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets, I thought that they would be number 1. Now, Jamal Murray has missed some games, but he should be back playing now at this point. But they're 3rd in the West, but I think that they're still an elite team. I think you still have to worry about Jokic. He's still playing amazing basketball. And so, like, you have to respect the Nuggets. They just won the championship last year, and I think they are eager to win another one. The Kings, I expected them to be where they are. Top 5, top 8. I expected the Kings to be where they are, and they're proving that to me.
Right.
They're proving me right. The Suns, let's talk about the Suns. So, Kevin Durant has been fine and healthy and been playing games. I think he's missed like 1 or 2 games. But Booker and Beal. Booker missed those first few games in the season, like maybe 5-6 games in the season, and I think Beal is still out. He's played like maybe I can count on my hands how many games Beal has played, and that was my drawback on the Suns as far as like, because they were crowning the Suns already, like, they're gonna be good, they're gonna be top 5 in the West, blah blah, which they still are. But Beal has never been healthy,
right? Even
in Washington, he had injury problems, and I feel like those injury problems are going to linger. I feel like it's going to be the same thing throughout the rest of the season. I don't think that they will be healthy enough to be able to make it to the Western Conference Finals or to even make it to the finals, right? Even with KD, which KD just got in the top 10 scoring. He's top 10 now. in NBA history in scoring. So shout out to him.
Shout out KD.
But I just don't think that their team is strong enough to be able to like make a run. You know what I'm saying? The Mavericks are doing their thing. Now, the past few games, they've let their foot off the gas a little bit. I know Luka was out. I know Kyrie has been out. They're sitting at 6 in the West. Now, I didn't have the Mavs. I didn't even have them in top 10, really top 10.
Wow.
But you know how these records go. No, you know how these records go. You won't be in the top 10, but you could be 11. And you could be 1 win away, or you could be 2 wins away from being 6th or 5th or 7th. Like I didn't have them sitting where they are, but they are where they are. Luka is looking really good. He has recently just had a baby girl, and I think a lot of motivation is going into what he had already had, his previous talents before she got here.
Right.
But I still think that the Mavericks are maybe one piece away from really being a dominant team. Now, since we're getting into our respective teams now, because I'm coming up on them, I'm gonna let you get into yours. But the Lakers, they've been bothering me. Now they are 12-9. They are sitting at the 7th spot in the West right now, currently. And there has been a lot of injuries with this team. Like since day one, Jared Vanderbilt has not played in a game all season. And so, he kind of helps us on the defensive end. I'm not saying that he's just some offensive juggernaut, but he's helped us on the defensive end, and he has not played since season started. But at the same time, I still feel like we are in a better spot than we were last season. I think that at this point last season, we were like 12th or 13th. We were somewhere at the bottom. And I think that right now, sitting at the 7th seed, I think that we are giving ourselves a chance to march our way up the standings. Rui Hachimura out with a nasal fracture. Well, he's back, but they didn't really play him much last night against the Rockets. He's still getting weight, but he had a nasal fracture. Jared Vanderbilt was dealing with something in his foot. Gabe Vincent has been out with a knee injury. Who else? Cam Reddish, which he's been doing his thing this year. He was out with a growing injury. And it's just been so many different injuries that we've had to deal with up until this point. Now, the Lakers, I still believe in them. I don't put all of my emotions into the games anymore like I used to when I was younger. But I kind of just watch these games and I take them for what they are. But I will say that AD has been healthy. He's only missed 1 game, I believe, this season, and I will take that from AD. Now, some of the games that he has played in, he has not been consistent. But for the most part, AD has come to hoop. He's averaging 23 points. He's averaging 13 rebounds. He's averaging 3 assists per game. And then, not to mention the blocks. He's top 5 in blocks in the NBA. I want to say he's about 2 or 3 because I think Wemby is leading the league in blocks. Mm-hmm. And so I'm pleased with what AD is giving us now. The games where he just like don't show up, those are the games that I get frustrated because I'm like, AD, you're supposed to be doing this every game. But at the same time, I'm just grateful that he's on the floor because it could be different. It could be worse. He could not be playing games and then we'll be talking about some other thing. But as far as the Lakers go, I'm not panicked. I'm not worried. Like I said, we were in a lower position at this time last year, at this time of the month in December. And I think that as the season goes on, because we still haven't gotten to the February trade deadline yet, as the season goes on, I think the Lakers will get better. Even if they don't make trades, I think that they will continue to mesh, they will continue to gel, and they will get better. LeBron is still doing LeBron things. Even in year 21, he's averaging 24 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Mm-hmm. For someone in their 21st year, you're not going to expect that from them. You're just not. Bron is still defying the odds. He's still beating Father Time, and I can't be disappointed in how he's been playing because he's been playing well. Okay, now people are still holding this over his head. Oh well, in crunch times because they've had a lot of clutch games. And he's decided, like that one game, and I forgot who they were playing, but he passed it to Cam Reddish in the corner. He missed a shot, and everybody was in an uproar because they were saying that LeBron should have took the last shot. Well, then the next game, same kind of like situation, and then Bron hits Cam in the corner, and he hits a three. It's just like, hush. Bron knows what he's doing, okay? Now, other players have to step up. Our role players have to step up. Like I said, we're injured right now, but when we get fully healthy, I really believe in us. But other players have to step up. So whenever you do get those passes on the perimeter and you have to knock down a shot, you have to knock down that shot. You do. But honestly, I said in previous episodes that the Lakers would be top 3, top 5 in the West, and they are not right now. They are currently top 7 in the West. But I like where we are compared to where we were last year. What do you think about your Mavericks?
Well, my Mavs, man, we are actually, I feel like we're slumping right now. We were off to a hot start.
Yeah.
Definitely like top 2 team, top 3 team in the league. We're slumping right now. We're playing way better than what I thought. You know what I mean? When I first came into the season, I wasn't excited. I wasn't like, oh, this is our year. We're going.
Right.
I'm always yelling, this is Luka's MVP year. And I still think this is Luka's MVP year. Right now, like you said, Velz, we're sitting at number, 6? Y'all number 7? Mm-hmm. Y'all chasing us. It's quite of a different tune, if you feel me. It's quite a different tune than what I heard earlier. Before the NBA season kind of really kicked off, Velz said, they was going to be here, we was going to be there.
Yep.
And they're trailing us. They're
Still don't think y'all beat us in a 7-game series, but okay. I'm going to let you cook.
I'm
going to let you cook. Go ahead.
That's fine,
Go ahead.
Because they got our sloppy seconds in Christian Wood. Ooh, hold up.
Sloppy seconds.
Woo. She said that.
All right.
Yes, she did. So they got our sloppy seconds.
Did y'all even make the in-season tournament?
We did not. Neither did the Utah. Neither did Denver Nuggets.
Well, we did. So
they like participation. Look, hold on. That's what she said. Hold on. Like the sports. She said they like participation trophies. The in-season tournament is nothing but a participation trophy.
It is.
It's something to hang your hat on just in case you don't
right.
make it to the finals.
But I would take that extra, even though I ain't gonna see none of the money.
Obviously.
But I'll take that extra $500K for my players on my team, and then cool. I think that gives them a little bit more motivation to go out and actually try to get the ultimate goal, which is a real NBA championship. But I do like the competitive factor in the in-season tournament.
But what I'm saying is, let's not put in-season tournaments above Larry O'Brien's. Like, let's not do that.
Well, we got Larry O'Brien's over here. Like, Brian got 4 of them.
Okay.
So Luka's still trying to get one.
Here we go.
Even Kyrie got one. So, I mean,
that's
you know
fair.
what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So
here we go.
Yeah.
When you be saying, like, we, I don't know who we is. We,
you know who
Cleveland,
we is.
We, Lakers,
you know who
we,
is
Miami.
because you know who
is
rooting.
we? Who is we?
You know who we is because you know who we rooting for. And when I say we, I mean me. You know who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, but
and
we belong to a lot of different organizations.
That is LeBron and the Lakers. Don't act like you don't know.
No. You're saying we. You're saying we.
Don't act brand new right now.
All right.
See, we have these little rebuttals and these little debates in between the shows because she feel like, since they 6th place in the West and we're 7th place that they are above us. Which
we are.
We did play y'all this season already. We've only played y'all once and you guys beat us.
Okay.
And y'all were blowing us out at the beginning of the game, but we walked y'all down and we really should have won the game because we actually took the lead in about the 3rd or the 4th quarter and we ended up losing the game. Just like y'all did against the OKC.
That's fine.
Thunder. Maybe a night or two ago and y'all were down big and y'all marched y'all way back and y'all still lost the game.
We still lost. Absolutely. But, okay. See, it's context. See, this is what I'm talking about. People be want to point out some stuff, but they don't want no context behind it.
We talk about context. Please don't make me bring up context, sweetie. Don't make me bring up context, sweetie.
Let's talk about context. We're talking about context.
Don't make me bring up context.
We was out 5 of our players, 5 actual contributors on our team did not play. It was Luka and the band. Who is the band? I don't know. I don't know who the band is. Nobody knows who the band is. It was Luka in the band.
But see, I'm not knocking you on that. I don't have an issue with that. But then when it comes to the Lakers, it's a whole different tune.
I've never said
it's
that.
a whole different tune.
I told you what y'all problem was.
Because I was saying in the group message, like, hey, we only had eight guys playing tonight. We got a lot of different injuries, and they're like, we don't want to make this an excuse. We don't want to make this an excuse. But then when it comes to y'all, now it's like context. Oh, okay.
No, because I didn't comment on that. Did I comment on that?
It don't matter.
It does matter.
I'm speaking for all Dallas MFFL fans.
Oh, wow. She calling y'all out.
All of y'all. Which, I like the Mavs. I have love for the Mavs.
But then she backpedals and say shit like that.
It's the home team. I don't have any hate against the Mavs at all. But when it comes to the Mavs and the Lakers, yes, there is a little mini battle going on. Yes.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. And it is fine. But here's the thing. See, the problem I have is like, you didn't want to give us. And again, and I'm gonna sit here and say this: I didn't know what we had. I did not.
She wasn't even confident in her own team at the beginning of the season. So she can't knock me for saying that they was gonna be like.
But
top
I said
10.
I was gonna make. I said we was a playoff team. I said I definitely. I never said we. What? I said.
I don't remember you saying
that. If we're
that.
in the play-in, we're in the playoffs.
No, I don't remember you saying that. We could go back and check, but I do not remember you saying that. I
had the Mavericks not making the playoffs at all, Kavil.
I didn't say you didn't have them making it at all, but I don't remember you saying they was going to be a playoff team. I know for sure that you said they weren't going to be that good.
Oh, I wish we can, but we ain't going to do it on this episode. But next one, we're going to run it back, and I definitely had said the Mavericks was going to be a toggle in the 5, 6, 7 spot between the Warriors, the Mavericks, and the Lakers. I said that. Okay, so now we don't know. But that's okay. That is okay. But
so speaking of the Warriors, they're in the 11th spot. They're in 9 and 11, and the Warriors just don't look good. And we'll go ahead and tackle this issue right here, because Steph gonna Steph, right?
Steph gonna Steph.
But everybody else, like Klay Thompson, he just has not been the same since his injury.
Yeah.
He has not been the same.
He hasn't.
I don't think he scored over 25, 26 points this season.
And he's older now. You know what I mean?
He's older, but he's only a shooter. It's not like he going in, driving. It's not like he's a LeBron, or it's not like he's a Giannis or anybody like that.
He's not a LeBron.
He's a shooter. He is an offensive person, and he shoots.
You're right.
I remember when Klay scored 37 points in one quarter. That's the Klay I remember.
Right.
He's not that Klay anymore.
He's not.
Now, if you bring him to the Lakers, he could be. But we're not going to talk about that. But I will say that Golden State is a surprising factor to me, because I really did think that they would be at least top 8 right now. At least top 8. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but Golden State is sneaky though. Like
they are.
Look, it's too early for them. You know what I mean? Like
is it?
I feel so. I you know what? Honestly, I feel like it's just early for them, because that is an older team. Their big three is older. It's not like a young big three. It's an older big three. So I think what they're doing is, I'm not saying anybody's like throwing games or taking days off, but when you're an older team like that, you know, you may not give 110% against a motherfucking Charlotte.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a shot at Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be honest. Charlotte. Like, let's be honest. I'm not even trying to do that. But it's like, I might not give you my MVP Steph Curry against Charlotte, because you're Charlotte. I might not give my MVP against Chicago, because damn it, you're Chicago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Bears and the Bulls. Both y'all suck. Anyway.
She said that, y'all, not me.
I'm sorry, y'all.
It usually be me, but she said it this time. But so I can't. I'm not counting Golden State right now, because they're older. They're taking their time. They know when to turn it on. And I know you hate they turn it on in the playoffs, but you know, some of these older players, is what they got to do. That's what they got to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, and then another surprise to me, and we got to move on.
Right.
The Clippers. Clippers are sitting at 9 in the West right now. They're 9-10. I thought that they would be better. I thought that they would be top 8 around this time.
Yeah.
I really did. But they brought in James Harden, and they had to figure it out at the beginning. And they are still losing games trying to figure it out.
Right.
And now I think they have to make a decision between Harden and Russ. Even though Russ has volunteered himself to come off the bench, I think that his game kind of like dwindled a little bit whenever Harden came in. Now we all knew what the Utah Jazz would do. We all knew what the Blazers would do, and the San Antonio Spurs, which I thought they had Wemby. I thought that they, at the beginning of the season, like the very first game, they looked like a young, exciting team. But here they are. They done lost 14 in a row. The Spurs.
Damn.
And then the Grizzlies, they're 5-14 because, well, for one, Adams is out. He's out for the season. 2, Ja. They don't have their superstar in Ja, which he'll be back this month. And I'm actually kind of excited to see. I know he is going to be poised and ready to come back and compete in NBA. Now, I don't know if it's too late. It's early in the season. It's not too late. But sitting at 5-14, you're going to have to make a little run. You're going to have to go on the street. And that's probably going to be tough. But Bane has been trying to hold it down while Ja is away, but Ja will be back this month. Like I said, I think he will be ready to come back and compete and show why he was this exciting player last season and show that it wasn't a fluke. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on the West.
Yeah, no, I mean, I fully agree. We're going to see, man. One thing I did want to get into real quick is, the Mavericks Mark Cuban has sold the large portion of shares to the I don't want to say the name wrong, but I think the Indoles family. They obviously own like a big part of Vegas. They built the Venetian. They own like a gang of casinos and stuff like that, and that has happened. Mark Cuban is now probably like minority owner of the Mavericks, but he's still like the GM and head of basketball operations. I was actually, when I first heard the news, I was actually taken back. I was a little sad, bro, because I'm like, Q's, you gonna sell the team? You know what I'm saying?
Era. He been on it for a while.
Absolutely. He's like, everybody agrees, like he's like one of the best owners of the league, and so I was kind of like upset a little bit. But as I kind of read more into the story, I found out it was like, it's like for a bigger cause, a bigger issue, you know what I mean? As Mark Cuban being the business tycoon that he is, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to bring, gambling to the state of Texas, and those that are not from here, gambling in Texas is a big no-no. It's a big no-no. You don't do that.
Right.
We can't even get, it took maybe last year that we passed the bill that we can get drinks, like, adult beverages, before noon. Right. Because beforehand, we had to wait to noon before you wanted to get your beers and stuff like that. And liquor stores are still not open in Texas. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother...
On Sundays.
On Sundays. Everything else is lit. I ain't trying to stray no free agents from coming. Like, please come. We turn up. But, you know what I'm saying? We in the Bible Belt. So, it's rules and regulations. But he's trying to bring casino here, and why not, sell a portion, a large sum of the portion of the team to a big casino tycoon. And from my understanding, this lady, and it's a woman, so the Mavericks are owned by a woman now. Shout out. Yeah. She has like $33.5 billion. You know what I'm saying? Nasty money, like disgusting, filthy money. Filthy. So like that's only gonna make, I feel like it's gonna make our team better. So we'll be able to lure in the free agents because we have more money to spend. And from my understanding, what I was reading, like Cubes is trying to build like kind of like what Jerry Jones did with the whole Frisco Star thing. Like have like a casino mixed with with the Mavericks arena, mixed with like eateries and stuff like that. So I can see the vision. It's gonna bring a lot of money, jobs to the area. So it's a good thing. I had to take my feelings out of it and think of the bigger cause. Yeah. And that was just, just to really make the city of Dallas better. So shout out to Mark Cuban. You bought the team for $285 million and you sold for $3.5 billion. So that is definitely what I call a ROI, a return on your investment, and that's what it's all about. But before we get out of our NBA segment, man, it has been some drama that's been going on in the league, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, man. Josh Giddy from the Oklahoma City Thunder, man, he is allegedly there's not been any charges. There's an investigation that's going on, but allegedly he was caught with underage young lady. It's just a really sticky topic. Velz, how do you feel about it? Like I said, Josh Giddy got caught or allegedly got caught with an underage female. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts?
I mean, it's something always going on in the NBA, especially when it comes to men dealing with women. Mm-hmm. These professional athletes, as far as playing in the NBA, dealing with these young women. And at first, I was like, okay, what is he doing? Like, she's young. But then when the story kind of started to develop, Josh Giddey's camp is coming out and saying that, you know, he met this girl 2 years ago. And right now, I think Josh Giddy is 21, and at the time he was 19, and he thought that the girl was 19 at the time, and so they did what they did, in which it was a one-night stand. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. I don't think he's ever seen that woman again in his life. Now, they may have been in contact now recently because of everything that's going on, but, you know, we just got to let the story develop. Gotta let the story develop. Now, I don't even want to say this. I don't know. No. Use the words. I don't want to say it because I don't want people to look at me different. But like, even if Josh Giddy is 21 right now, right, and he is allegedly messing around with this 15, 16-year-old, I don't know. I kind of look at it in marriage terms. Okay. There are people nowadays who are married 10 years apart. Mm-hmm. There are people who are married 5 years apart. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's okay for you to be a grown-up and legal age and to be messing with a kid. I'm not saying that because that is wrong. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's just like, okay, what if they did wait 2-3 years? Yeah. It'll be legal. It'll be the same chick he was, you know, communicating with, conversating with, whatever. But like I said, the story came out to where, like they said, it was 2 years ago. And the girl at the time, she was 15 at the time, you know, and Josh thought that she was 19. Okay, cool. Maybe it should have been more questions asked. Maybe it should have been more a little investigation, but I don't think that's what the case was. I think that alcohol was involved. I think that a lot of things happened and one thing led to another and boom, one night stand. Right. But then it came out a couple of years later. Like, how does this stuff even come out? I don't even understand how some of this stuff resurfaces because how? Like, that's a legit question. Like, how is this stuff even resurfacing?
Well, allegedly, what I thought I read, like, she had, like, posted. Now, I don't know if she posted then and for some reason somebody dug up her old tweet or whatever. Or she just, for whatever reason, thought 2 years later, like, let me just say this. Like, I don't know. To your point about, you know, people being married 10 years apart and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, that happens all the time. But the thing is like, when did that happen, though? Right. Well, see. Like if I'm 24 and my partner's 34, we're both.
Well, no, if you're 24 and your partner's 14, now that makes it look a little different.
It is. Like, if I'm dating
bad.
You at 14.
Can't do that. You cannot do that. No, but if you're, like you just said, if you're 24... and then your partner's 34, then now both of you guys are considered legally grown, and y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Exactly. I think that's the same case. Now, that is not giving room or justification to these sickos out here who are preying on young women or even preying on young men. Yeah, all of it. You're in your 30s and the guy is 16. That's not good. That's not cool. If you are 32 and this little girl is 17, that's not cool. No, that's not right. But I try to think of it in like, this girl is young. Josh Giddy was young at the time. It was just two young kids
getting together.
Yeah, that's just how I look at it. It's like they're kids. Josh Giddy barely 21, and this girl is 15. Okay, she may have still been in high school, but I mean, they're both still kids.
Yeah, they're both still young.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, like, so if she was, like you said, allegedly, it was 2 years ago, Giddy's 19, the girl's 15, like, it's still wrong, because she...
But he didn't know.
Right, she lied.
Yeah, she did lie about...
Allegedly, she lied. Right. Allegedly, she had the wrong ID and all that. You know what I'm saying? But so at the fault, I can't blame Giddy on that. I can't blame him because if she's lying and she's not being forthcoming and truthful about how old she is and she's sneaking into clubs like that's not on him. You know what I'm saying? I can only go by what you tell me. Right. You know what I mean? If you showing me an ID and it says that you are legal age, you legal age. Yep. I mean, it's nothing else I can do about that. But here's the thing, young girls, like if you want to be out there and you want to enjoy your time, like I'm not here to victim shame or in that. Like, get it how you live, be protective, be cognizant, be understanding what you're doing. Now, so if you're gonna be out here in a life like that, you know, but you have to be honest, you have to be truthful. Don't do it the scandalous way. Right. Like, don't, because at the end of the day, you know what you're after. He knows what he's after. Everybody knows what they're both after. You want to say you was able to get with an NBA player, he just wanted to knock you out for the night. Let's be real.
We are. That's just what it seemed like to me.
So if this encounter happens, and you already know you've already lied, and you've already it's gonna be tough. And I hope the feminism group don't come after me. But you gotta kind of lay in that.
Yeah, you have to take responsibility for it.
Because you lied. You lied.
You played a part in that. Yes. You played a part in that. You lied about your age. He didn't take advantage of you. You snuck in this club with a fake ID or whatever the case was.
You allegedly went. You was going.
Yes.
You went. You was going.
Yep. And your parents didn't know where you were, and you told them you was here, you was there. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with Josh Giddy.
No.
Josh Giddy is looking at you as a 19-year-old man, looking at a 19-year-old woman.
Yeah.
That's what he thought. That's alleged, because this is the information that's coming out, and you know, things are starting to, like, you know, take mold. But it's wrong for a young woman, or it's wrong for an older man or an older woman to mess with a younger man or a knowingly. If you know, okay, this girl 15, I'm 24. This is wrong. This man is 30. And he messing with a 15-year-old. Like, that's wrong.
Sick.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
You deserve to be in jail.
We are not justifying that.
No.
But if you unknowingly hook up with this girl and she's claiming she's this certain age and you really didn't know that, and it was only a one night stand, so which means it was just one night, and we're being real on this podcast.
Yeah, we are.
It was just one night, and it happened, and everybody thought it was forgotten about. Right. I ain't gonna ever see that woman again. Yeah. Until now. Here we are. It's 2023. And now it's resurfacing, and now you in trouble. Like, that's different. But different. You know, I'm not taking a side on this one. I'm gonna be real with you.
I'm not taking a side.
I'm just waiting for the story to unfold and to unravel, and for us to find out what really, really happened, and then I can make my judgments from there. Yeah. But right now, with the information that I have, this is my opinion, and this is how I feel.
No, I stand behind that 110%, man. Like, you, I mean, it's kind of hard to side with somebody that lied. Like, you allegedly lied. And if I'm 19, I mean, honestly, the way the world's set up nowadays, you can't tell a 15 from a 19.
You really can't.
You know what I mean?
You really cannot.
Shit, if you in a club, I know it's supposed to be 18 and up, and you in here, I think you 18
and up.
You know what I'm saying? So, and if you going, and that's just what it is.
Yep.
And it sucks, you know, that.
I heard that her side, like her parents and all of that, are refusing to talk to officials. Yeah, because they're just like, okay, it happened. Like, it happened. We're not trying to take him and take all of his money and all that.
They know their daughter a hoe.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say that. That was Lyse.
I said it.
But that's just what happened. So, yeah.
If the parents ain't pressing charges, they know their daughter is a hoe. Let's stop. we're not sugarcoat shit anymore. I'm tired of it. If the parents said no, like I ain't got nothing to say because I know my daughter's out here thotting and trotting. Right. I know, and we'll deal with it
like
as it comes. Like because if they really felt their daughter got taken advantage of, do you not? He's a freaking NBA player. Do you not think they would be talking and cooperating because and trying to take everything?
They know if a settlement comes into play, they like, well, shoot, you're not going to
say it all. He took advantage of you, girl. Like forcefully.
But you know what? I'm not even gonna go down that route. I'm not gonna go down that route. I'm gonna stay here. So yeah, that's just my opinion about Josh Giddy and his thing. Now, there's been other drama in the NBA.
What's going on?
In which he's back playing now. But Draymond Green.
Big Draymond.
It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. He is one of the bullies of the NBA.
He is.
They were playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I know the previous game before that, they were kind of getting a little chippy, him and Anthony Edwards. And then they played again, like maybe 2 days later. They played each other again. And it wasn't even 2 minutes into the game, and Draymond was already choked. He had already had Rudy Gobert in a chokehold. Like literally, like a legit. If you have not seen the clips, it's all over the internet. Yeah. He had him in a legit chokehold.
Yeah, they did.
And to me, Draymond is just one of those players. Like, I don't know what to expect from him next. Right. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know if he's learned his lesson from this. Because last season, he had just punched his own teammate in the face. And, of course, we all know in 2016 when he was kicking people in the groin area and he tried to kick Brian there and it didn't work out for him. He got suspended and everybody talking about, if Draymond was suspended, the Warriors would have won. I don't know. What I do know is that Draymond has a reputation of these type of behaviors. Mm-hmm. And you cannot continue to do this and get away with it. A lot of people were saying that, well, Draymond seems to do this every time Steph is not playing. And the numbers came up. More games than not, Draymond has found himself out of the game, ejected. Yeah. Like, Draymond, at this point, people are looking at you as like one of the vets of the league as far as like winning championships and winning and doing all of that stuff. Like, you just cannot put yourself in situations like this. Now, a lot of people were saying, oh, he should have got more. He should have got less games. A lot of people were saying that they were surprised at the amount of games that he got. And I think it was a 5-game suspension. Mm-hmm. I thought he was going to get more. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was going to be like at least a 10-game. You'd have put somebody in a whole chokehold less than 2 minutes into the game. Like, come on now. Like, so it's a Draymond thing. It's a Draymond thing. Now, Draymond is, I'm sure in his mind, he's like, look, I done signed my contract. I done won. How many rings they got? 3, 4?
3, 4.
They got 3 or 4?
Yeah.
I done won this amount of rings. Like, I'm solidified in this NBA, so I can pretty much do whatever I want to do. But I don't know if he really thinks in those moments. I think he just kind of lets his emotions and his anger take over. But why did you have Rudy Gobert in a chokehold? Rudy he wasn't even able to tap out. Like, he was like, it was crazy. And I know we are kind of a little late on this.
What?
But the whole Draymond thing, but it's still relevant. Like,
it is.
Because we don't know what he's going to do next.
That is true. We don't.
So right now, I feel like we're on Draymond watch.
That's good.
We on Draymond watch.
That's good.
I don't know what he gonna do next. I don't know. I don't know if he gonna kick somebody in the groin. I don't know if he gonna chokehold somebody. I don't know. Because just the other night, which it wasn't big, but when they played the Clippers, he kind of like tackled Terrence Mann. I don't know what Draymond gonna do next. And I used to not like Draymond, but I do now because him and Brian are cool. Oh, but like, I don't know what he's gonna do next, so I'm on a Draymond watch. Draymond watch.
Yo,
I like that. I think we're on Draymond watch. I think this is just the type of player he is. I think that he does not learn his lessons from previous mistakes. Because when you knock out your own teammate, and I thought the Draymond would be done after that. Like, okay, this is the end of the Draymond, like the angry guy. This is the end of him because of how big of a deal it was. He knocked out his own teammate in practice, and I think that is over with. No, and then he comes back stronger, and he chokeholds Rudy Gobert.
Super villain.
But the thing that I was confused about is like, okay, so you go straight to Rudy Gobert, somebody you know that's not really gonna fight back. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you keep that same energy against Anthony Edwards?
Ooh.
That was your time.
Ooh. Ooh.
But you know what?
Ooh.
Like, I'm done with the Draymond factor. I think that this is just his MO. I think that, until the day he retires, I think that he gonna give us something else that we gonna be like, dang, Draymond, I thought you topped us last time, but this is over the top, Draymond. What are you doing? Yeah. Like, I like Draymond, but he be tripping, man. He trips out for no reason sometimes. Like, it's like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Yeah. But yeah, that's just how I feel on the whole Draymond situation.
Nah, I get it. I fuck with Draymond. I like it. I like it. Before we clear out this NBA section, man, I do want to say, real quick that Terrence Ross did retire from the league. You know, he's done. He's out the game. Terrence Ross, he previously played with the Toronto Raptors from 2012 to 2017. Then he moved on to the Orlando Magic from 2017 to 2023. And then he played his last stint with the Phoenix Suns in 23, man. Some accolades for Terrence Ross. He got the NBA Slam Dunk Contest champion in 2013. And in his college days, he was named first team All Pac-12 in 2012. So Terrence Ross is no longer part of the, in-season basketball community. But he did make his landmark by, he played, I ain't gonna say pivotal moments on teams, but he definitely was a small force to be reckoned with. So we just want to give our shout out to Terrence Ross and what he's done in his career and all of that. Man, Velz is wild talking about Draymond for real.
So before we leave this NBA, shout out to Terrence Ross. But before we leave this NBA segment, we got to talk about the in-season tournament. Like, how do you feel about it? Like, what are your thoughts on it? Like, give me that. For sure. So as far as me, the in-season tournament, I don't understand it. I'm highly confused about it. I think it's cool. I see what it can do for like fans and for the company itself. But to me, I'm confused about it. I feel like it still wasn't really clear cut of what this was. The courts are just despicable. Please throw all the courts away. They're trash, especially New Orleans Pelicans. Well, the Lakers weren't that bad. All right, well, I'm gonna tell you that Pelicans court was trash. Like, we gotta go back to the drawing board, and that does not come across well. The courts on the TV are a little different, a little weird. You know what I'm saying? It may look good in person, but for the people that are watching it on TV, it make your eyes hurt. It make your head hurt. It's not good. It looked like Andy's room. You know what I mean? And Jerome Toy Story, like, I couldn't keep up. But as far as like the engagement and having it to be like hype and like, yo, what with an in-season tournament, like, it's cool. But other than that, I'm really not that impressed with it. Honestly, I like it. I think it gives a little bit more competitive factor to it. I think that, on them Tuesdays and them Fridays when you have them in-season tournament games, you're really trying to win those games because whatever this tournament is, you want to be able to see what it's like if you win it. And the incentive that comes with it, everybody gets $500K a piece, and that means everybody on the team, like from LeBron to like from Luka Doncic to the last person that don't even get in the game, from LeBron to the last person that don't even get in the game. Like, you get a $500,000 incentive, and so I think that the competitive factor has picked up a little bit. I think if you look at these games, like, they are more competitive. Yeah. And now here we are in the quarterfinals, which the Lakers play the Suns on Tuesday, and then the Kings play the Pelicans, and then you got the Kings play the Pelicans on Monday, and then you got the Bucks and the Knicks on Tuesday, and then you got the Pacers and the Celtics on Monday. I think it's just like a competitive factor, and then that money speaks volumes. Like, I ain't got $500K. Like, and I wish I did. So
Right.
if I'm one of the players and I know I ain't getting no burn,
Yeah.
I need y'all to go out and win this for me.
Right.
And which a lot of veteran players are like, hey, we're going to do this for y'all. Like, it may not mean nothing to us, but we're going to get out here and we're going to hoop for y'all because we know how much it means. And so, like, I kind of like the in-season tournament. I think that if they continue to do it, we'll get a better understanding of how it works and what's going on.
That's fair.
But, yeah, it's the quarterfinals. They start on Monday and Tuesday, so I think we'll see what it is whenever it starts.
I mean, who you got winning the in-season tournament?
Ooh. If I'm just looking at it from this standpoint, it's either going to be the Kings or the Celtics.
That's fair. Yeah.
The Kings or the Celtics. And y'all notice I ain't even put the Lakers in there.
Yeah, you already know.
So the Kings or the Celtics. I think we will beat the Suns. But then, of course, when we get to that West semifinal, I think it's either going to be the Kings or the Celtics.
Yeah.
But we will see. I mean, it still has to play out. You know, these are just our predictions. But it still has to play out. So we'll see. Well, who do you have winning it?
If I'm just blindly looking at this, I got either the Celtics or the Bucks winning this in-season
Celtics or the
tournament.
Bucks. Okay. Yeah. I can.
Or you know, as far as the East goes, like if whatever, and if I had to say the West, Lakers or Suns. Honestly,
I'm not mad at it.
That's what I think. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a bunch of crock to me because I mean, you don't even have. I mean, the freaking Nuggets are not even in it, and they just been dominating everybody all season. So, like, this season tournament is cool. Like, it is what it is. I feel like, you know, they're taking the take from the WNBA, which is cool because the WNBA has an in-season tournament called the Commissioner's Cup, and I don't think that the NBA needs this, but I get it, and yeah. So, Lakers, Suns, but Celtics is going to win this thing. Honestly.
Right. Well, there you have it. That's the NBA. That's our NBA talk for the show for episode 21, and we move on to NCAA women's basketball.
Yeah. Drop the BB. Yo, this NCAA women's basketball Division I it's just been insane. It's just been a lot. It's just been crazy. I mean, the freshman class in this year's season has blew me away, honestly, man. And really what I want to get started with, the top 10 women's basketball college teams that's really serving right now. Of course, with number 1 is sitting at South Carolina. Now, South Carolina and it is a little weird for me, man, because when the whole thing started, South Carolina was sitting at 6 and 7. The disrespect on South Carolina's name, it just got me all in a tizzy for real. Because South Carolina, you put South Carolina at 6 and 7, 6 or 7. I can't remember which one they was ranked, but you put them at 6 or 7 because they lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dawn Staley runs an elite program. She gonna get elite players in her school and on her team. So make no mistake of why South Carolina's sitting at number 1 at 7 and 0. Put some respect on Dawn Staley's name, because whoever put out that first rankings at the beginning of the season, what was you smoking on? It must be crack. It's crack, right? It must be crack.
It is.
Number 2, UCLA. Did not see that coming. I really don't even know who's like heading that UCLA squad, but they're sitting at number 2 at 6 and 0. Then number 3, Stanford. They always find themselves in the mix. They got an 8-0 record. And then of course, number 4, we got Iowa, headed by Caitlin Clark. They are 8-1, and Caitlin Clark has been putting on a clinic this season.
Yes, she has. I'm interested to see what Caitlin Clark does in the WNBA because this girl is amazing.
Yeah.
She is amazing. She can score. She can pass the ball. She gets rebounds. Like, she does it all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? She's an all-around player.
She broke some records too, didn't she?
Yes, she's breaking records. Like, I think that she is going to be an exciting player for whoever gets to get her. They're gonna be lucky because
I think she's going to Indiana, though.
You put some... Well, we don't know if she's coming out this year.
We don't know.
You put some players around her, man. Like, I think Caitlin Clark is going to shine in the WNBA, and I can't wait to see what she does. But continue on your top 10.
Yeah,
list.
then number 5, we got NC State. They sit at 9-0. They're undefeated. I did not see NC State coming like that. I can't even tell you a star player on their team. And that might just be my ignorance. Do you know? I just didn't see.
I don't.
NC State was not on my radar.
I didn't, and I don't.
Okay. And then we got number 6, USC, man. Sitting at 6-0. JuJu Watkins. Cole, freshman. Like
breaking
Lisa Leslie records.
Like Lisa just said, this freshman class is putting everybody on notice. Mm-hmm. And that makes me excited for just women's basketball going forward because like these girls are coming in more talented. Yep. They know how to play the game of basketball and they don't care if they're young or old, like they out there hooping. Yeah. And it just gives me hope for the future of women's basketball. And so JuJu Watkins is doing her thing. Like she was already everybody figured she would be good. You know what I'm saying, on the college level, but the fact that she's actually doing it and living it out and she's averaging like 28, 29 points a game. Like, she's doing her thing. She's definitely doing her thing.
She definitely is. And then we got number 7, Colorado, sitting at 8-1. Colorado, they did something miraculous, man. They beat, at that time, the number 1 LSU Tigers. And they put on a clinic. They put on a show. Jalen Sherrod, however you say her name, man, she went off against LSU that first game and stunned LSU, man. And she's been doing her thing with Colorado. So we're going to play. I know me personally, I'm going to pay close attention to her, man. She's just been hooping. She's been balling. Then you got 7 and 8 is tied between Colorado and LSU, man. And which is crazy because LSU was ranked number 1 coming out, and I get it because they won the tourney.
They won the tourney, and they picked up Haley Van Lith
and Anissa Morrow.
Yep. Oh, and Anissa Morrow, ain't she a freshman or sophomore? Either way, Morrow been hooping.
Yeah, she do.
She been hooping.
She do. LSU, man. So let's break down LSU. Let's slow down with LSU. As you know, LSU is coming off of a title win and ranked number 1. They have now fallen in ties for 7 and 8 place with Colorado. Mm-hmm. Is this a surprise for you, or are you?
Well, yeah, I expected LSU to be like at least top 5, but you know, you're gonna have your lumps, and they're only 8-1. They've only lost 1 game,
right?
And so I think that they have the rest of the season to gel and get better and build chemistry. But I was a little thrown off whenever I watched LSU and Colorado that first game of the season, and Colorado beat them. Yeah, that's their only loss of the season, and so I think that it's just like in the NBA, like when you make these super teams, like you cannot expect it to just work day one. Right. You literally actually have to build chemistry and camaraderie in between these girls or these men or whatever, and figure out ways to win games, because now at this point, everybody they can play the game of basketball. They prove themselves on this level. And so, like, Haley was doing her thing at Louisville. Right. And then you had LSU doing their thing, and then they ended up winning the national championship. So now that you bring Haley to LSU, which I really don't know if I agree with her going there, because she was at Louisville her entire career, I believe. Right. If I don't quote me. I believe she was at Louisville her entire career. And then you decided your 5th year, which is your senior year pretty much, but you decide to transfer, it's just kind of, it's a little icky, you know what I'm saying? But I think LSU will figure it out with their amazing coach, what's her name?
Who? Mulkey?
Coach Kim Mulkey. But yeah, they are surprising at the ranking that they are right now. They're tied at number 8. So we'll see. We'll see moving forward. And speaking of LSU, we had this whole thing that just happened recently where Angel Reese, she was benched second half of a game, and I forgot who they were playing. Mm-hmm. But then she was kind of like not with the team. Yeah. She wasn't with the team. She didn't play like maybe 3 or 4 games. Right. And everybody was wondering like what's going on. And we still honestly don't know exactly what happened to this day. But she is back with the team now, and they did win the other day. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, did the championship kind of get to her head, or all the endorsements or the NIL deals? I mean, because that is the Bayou Barbie. And, people know who she is, and, they recognize. And so, like, we don't know. But like I said, we don't know what exactly happened.
I can honestly, I can probably give my take on what I believe or perceive that had happened, and allegedly all of this is. Mm-hmm. I think it did go to her head. I do think that, because, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think online classes is the best thing. I think that's good. It gives you more freedom to do what you need to do without being stuck into a class. Now, when you start taking online classes, you have to, especially being a student athlete, you need to make sure you are disciplined and that you do actually do the work online. Mm-hmm. I just think that, a lot changed in her life in a matter of hours, really. Mm-hmm. Like, she became, I remember seeing Angel Reese on Instagram, and she only had maybe a few thousands of followers. Right. And then after the whole win a championship and the Caitlin Clark thing, she went to millions of followers. Mm-hmm. That's a lot on a person, especially somebody that's like 20, 21, 22.
And she's not even probably that old.
No. She's young. She's a very young girl. So there's a lot on a person like that. Then she's getting these brand deals. She's tall. She has a body of a model because she's not thick. She's, pretty much a skinny girl, right? Mm-hmm. I just think a lot of that just came into play for her, and she probably felt at times above the team. Yeah. And it comes with it as an ego. It happens. That just happens. But I think the sitting down did her some good. Like, hey, you may make all this in NIU. You may be a millionaire. Think about it. You're in college and you sitting on the stack. You sitting on a couple of mil. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You kind of do smell nowadays. And feel yourself. But the thing is, remember what got you that meal. Right. Your team winning and this and that. You didn't get that meal on your own. Because if you got that meal on your own, you would have got that meal when you was at Maryland. You didn't do that. So, I think, I'm not going to crucify Angel. I get it. I can't fully get it. I have never, ever been in that position. Mm-hmm. But I can understand the thinking. But you're not above the team. You're not. You are part of the team. Do not make your team feel less than, because they won't ride for you. They won't, because at the end of the day, let's get it. We're all women. Women has we have a whole kind of concept of thinking. We just think weird. We do. And if you come in here prancing around like you big shit, I'm looking at you big like, well, now hold on now, ho. Wait a minute now. You think you better than us? You not gonna show up to film because you better than us because you got other engagements? We
just don't know what happened.
We don't know.
And I want to know.
All I say is, I appreciate Kim Mulkey for not even, nobody engaged. Has said. Yeah. Now, like, people have said, she's not passing her class and stuff like that.
I don't know if
and she's probably not. And she's probably not. And she's probably not. But, and she's not. And let's be real. And people that are going to be like, well, she ain't passing. Look, you think you think all them boys on Alabama's football team passing their classes? You think all them boys on the Texas Longhorns passing their classes? Right. Or in Georgia football passing their, they not passing their classes. So let's not do that. She may very well be barely passing, not passing, whatever. It had nothing to do about her grades. Let's be honest. We're going to be honest. Student athletes, they're athletes first, students second. I mean... I get it.
They're supposed to be students first.
Right, but it's a business here in college.
I get it.
She smelt herself. That's it. She was smelling herself. She thought she was above the team, allegedly. So... I'm not mad at her because I get it at being 21, 22, whatever, however old she is.
Right.
I get that. That's a lot for a person. Kim Oak had to bring her back down. That's it. Yeah. That's why she didn't want to talk about it. Look, this is an in-house matter. All I gotta do is bring her back down. Yeah. Let her know, this train don't run. This train don't run because...
She's 21.
Okay? 20, again, she has no idea.
Right.
She's just beginning.
Yeah.
So Kim can say, look, baby, I gotta let you know, baby, you don't succeed. I make you succeed. Because if I don't put you on that court, you don't succeed.
Right.
You're not better than the total package. Do you want this fame and fortune next year? Well, we have to win now. And when you come out here and you think you're better than everybody, that doesn't build a camaraderie. That's not a family. That's not. And again, it was a lot for them ladies. It was a lot because they probably never. I know they have never experienced success in that magnitude. Mm-hmm. But I'm an Angel Reese fan. I'm not gonna throw her away because she made a mistake because she's trying to navigate life.
I'm not either.
So. And I've seen people, they want to turn their back. And that's what we do. We build people up and tear them
Especially
down.
on the internet. Everybody on the internet got an opinion.
It's crazy. It's insanity.
Yep.
But I feel like Angel Reese, I feel like if she's smart, she learned from that. She's going to be a better person. Yep. She's going to come out there. She's going to help her team go as far as it needs to go.
In which Angel could enter the draft this year if she wanted to, or she could stay. And I think she's hitting around on staying. I think
she stay.
Why would you leave if you're already making the money that you were making in the WNBA?
If we could be real, Velz, she's not ready for the WNBA. She would get cut.
I don't think she would. Yeah, I don't think she's ready.
No, you're only saying that because
I'm saying I don't think she would be ready either for the WNBA.
I thought you said you don't think she'll get cut. No, she would. Like, if Angel Reese was to leave right now and go to the WNBA, she would get cut. Yeah. Because her game is, because right now she's pretty much bigger than everybody in college. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but see, now you got to go against Jonquel Jones. Now you got to go against Aaliyah Boston. Now you got to go against Candace Parker.
Asia Wilson.
And Asia Wilson.
Woo, it's going to get tough for you.
Like, that's different.
It's going to get tough.
She's one-dimensional. She's on that block, and she'll get a rebound, but
we'll see.
But here's
this
the thing:
crazy.
You're 6'3", 6'4" right now, but almost every girl in the WNBA is that same height.
Yeah.
The point guard is about 6'3", 6'4".
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's in the is that height. So you have to expand your game. She's not a shooter. She's gonna have to learn a 3-point shot. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to bash Angel Reese. I like Angel Reese. I think she's going to do great. I think LSU is not going to sit in that 7-8 spot. I have them in the top 5.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. Anything else before we move on?
No, that's all I had about the situation. We'll just keep going as far as Virginia Tech being number 9, and I don't know their prominent players, and then Texas being 10, which I did watch them play UConn today. And they look pretty decent, especially their starting guard, last name Harmon, which is my last name.
Right.
Need to figure out if we're related. But yeah, she did her thing. So yeah, that's the top 10.
That's the top 10. What you have to say about UConn? You said somebody went down,
right?
Right?
So last year, Paige Beckers went down with I believe it was an ACL tear, and she was out for the season. So this year, again, UConn just can't catch a break. Ozzie Fudd is also out for the rest of the season with an ACL tear. And I mean, that's tough for UConn because whenever I was in college and even a little bit after college, like UConn that's when they was going undefeated during the season. They wasn't losing to nobody and they was winning championships. Like, So it's just different to see them in this type of light. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're still winning games and they're still ranked in the nation, like they're having to, it's a different challenge for Gino Auriemma and his coaching staff to have to figure out how to win with the girls that they have, because with this transfer portal and everybody moving different schools and then you getting the recruits that you get, like you got to actually get out there and play basketball. And may the best team win at that point. So, yeah, Ozzy is out for the season, and we wish her a speedy recovery.
Yes.
And, yeah, I mean, women's basketball, man, it's just amazing. It's great. I love it. I love talking about it on our podcast, like, because at the end of the day, basketball is basketball.
Right.
Whether you're dunking or laying the ball up, if you're skilled and you can put on a show out there just playing fundamental basketball, like I just think that's what it's all about. I think that we have to respect these young women, and a lot of these young women are going to be playing in the WNBA soon, and hopefully that causes a rise in viewership and just support of the WNBA from all walks of life.
Right. I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a wrap on our episode, man. And
well, we can't leave this episode without shouting out the Rangers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes. The Rangers. So now we're talking about MLB. The Rangers are the reigning World Series champions, man. Shout out to the Rangers. If you guys would take a moment to listen to our bonus episode, we really go in depth and detail on that episode. But shout out to the Rangers for bringing home that trophy.
Yes, sir.
What is that trophy called?
I don't know what they call that damn trophy.
Okay. Shout out to the Rangers for bringing home the World Series trophy.
Got the pennant.
Man, we did our thing, and it's a lot going on as far as like winter meetings coming up and trying to get different players. But for us, this wasn't even supposed to be a World Series year for us.
Right.
So I can only expect us to go up from here. I don't expect us to go backwards. I expect us to go up and forward. And shout out to the Rangers,
shout
man.
out to the Rangers.
Bringing that trophy home.
Yes, sir.
It's great. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it is. And real quick, just a little throw in. The Rangers are now out on Shohei Ohtani. So Shohei Ohtani will not be joining the Rangers next season. So we'll see who's still in the running and who will land the big free agent, the big fish. Man, it's not the Rangers, but obviously he's demanding more than we want to give, and that's okay. We won without him, and we'll win again without him.
Right.
So shout out to the Rangers.
Shout out to the Rangers, man. The World Series, just being able to be at Texas Live, watching that game, watching them clinch that World Series title, and then also going to the ALCS game. I think it was Game 3 whenever they played the Houston Astros and being in that environment, even though they lost the home game, but it was just still great being in that environment. The parade that they had in Arlington, Texas.
Yes. 500,000.
Man, 500,000 people out there watching the Rangers and the players go through with the trophy, and just shout out to them. Like it was an amazing feeling. We got our merch, we got our shirts, we got everything that we need to be able to celebrate this moment, because you just never know if they'll be back. We hope that they will be back. Right. We hope that they will repeat as champions. Man, I wonder what the history is on that. Who is the last MLB team to go back to back? Yeah. And win championships back to back years. That would be dope. But shout out to them. Yes. And we couldn't end this show without shouting the Rangers out. And like I said, we have a bonus episode. You guys go check it out. Like we go into depth about it, about the Rangers winning the World Series, the celebration, and all of that. So go listen and check that out. But yeah, shout out to the Rangers.
Shout out. All right, Velz. It's been good. Episode 21. It's a wrap. It's in the books. Put a stamp on it. Send it out. Let's go.
21.
All right. And like always, man, please like, subscribe, follow, share, do all of that, man. Get the word out to your mama and them, to tell their mama and them. Yeah. To come check out Loc'd Sports, baby. And you can hit us up on all our social medias, man. Talk to me. We talk back.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just hit us up. You can catch us on Instagram at LOCD, the letter N Sports, SPORTS. Also on Facebook by the same name, LOCD, the letter N Sports, SPORTS. And where else can they find us, Velz?
You can also find us on X, aka Twitter, at LOCD, the letter N SPORTS. And yeah, like Lee said, like, subscribe, share, talk to us. We talk back.
Yeah. All right. I think we good on it. Hey, and don't forget to check out our boy Dev at the My Thoughts, My Opinion Sports Podcast. He also has his At the Bank Sports Podcast. It talks nothing but Ravens for all you Ravens fans out there. So go check the boy out. Go catch his merch. Merch is fire, so catch that out. And you know, we're going to have something coming in 2040, but stay tuned. And that's it. It's the one and only Lyse.
And it's your girl Velz, a.k.a. Velly Vel, if that's what you want to call me.
And together we are Locked in Sports. Peace.